Hello, everybody. It is I, your friendly neighborhood INFP, and today I figured we'd talk about empathy. Something that, due to recent election circumstances and all of that, could be a nice reminder for some people. I have been seeing a lot of hatred as of late. Ironically, by the very same people who claim empathy. Yeah, you heard me right. The people who are calling for empathy are also the same people who are calling for hatred. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about empathy specifically. Now, for those of us who are in the MBTI community, it is important to remember that we, at least I do, are supposed to bring about or try and bring about an understanding of other people. Understand where they're coming from, why they believe certain things, and do we sometimes get some things wrong? Sure. Do I sometimes get things wrong? All the time. Probably more times than not, because I don't know how to debate worth my life. But we're all human. We all bleed the same. We all have things we care about. Not everybody is that negative person that the media has led you to believe they are. Not everybody is that person who, just because they voted one side or the other, is a reprehensible human being. Yet some people out there would believe that, would believe continue hating, would believe continue causing violence, would believe to end innocent lives or hate people just because they voted for the opposition. In this case, Trump. Sometimes it's towards Biden. Depends on the person, honestly. But more and more due to Biden's winning, I've been seeing the, I guess, Democratic side, the left, be absolutely vile. Not all of them, obviously, but, there is a few people in the MBTI community who, surprisingly, who are feelers, have decided to take on the essence of hatred. Take on the essence of violence, to take on the essence of, yes, it is okay to riot, yes, it is okay to cause people harm, yes, it is okay to attack innocent people, yes, it's okay to attack people you don't agree with, yes, it's okay to kill people you don't agree with, yes, it's okay to commit crimes. That is what they would lead you to believe, and these are also the same people who are claiming for true empathy, when I believe they don't know what true empathy is. And I was honestly floored when I started seeing these things come on social media. Now, everybody knows that social media can be a absolutely vile place, especially on some sites more than others. It can have absolutely vile people saying vile things. Some, shaded in the realms of hypocrisy. Some being a little bit more open with their hypocrisy. And once again, the thought of empathy came to my head. We, as people, especially those who are studying personalities and personality types and all of that, should understand the other personality things, should understand why people, aside from what the mainstream media is saying, should, honestly dig down. If you really want to know why a person believes a certain thing, just talk to them. See what they have to say. See why they believe what they believe. And if you want to, and even then, even if it is something negative, it is not your job to hate them afterwards. I mean, you can. We're all human. Humans have, that level of hatred and whatever. But is that healthy? Is that something that we should be doing? Is that a thing that will cause positive change? Like I said, hatred begets hatred, violence begets violence, And the true change comes through love and kindness. And yet I'm seeing these feelers, for lack of better terms. And, sometimes it's not the feelers, but I've been seeing it a lot from feelers as of late, to continue on the spirit of hatred, to continue on the spirit of violence. And I'm just sitting there looking at that, being absolutely floored and going, where's that empathy you talked about? Where is that kindness you talked about? Where is that love you talked about? All of these things are things I advocate. I'm not perfect at it by any stretch of the means. I'm not pretending like I'm good at it. But where is it? If you are one of those people who are saying, yes, 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 empathy and all of this, these are all good things. Everybody knows them to be good things. And then you come out and say, to attack those you don't agree with, to hate those you don't agree with, to insult those you don't agree with. How is that healthy? How is that productive? How is that helpful? How does that help change anybody's mind? There was a black guy, who would go to the KKK members and he would talk to them. He would show them empathy. He would show them love. He would show them kindness. And he got a lot of KKK members to change, at least within his vicinity, because he would literally go out, talk to them on a personal level to see why they believed what they believed. Then he worked on being both a good and kind person to them, people that he should, in theory, according to some of these feelers, be attacking, be hating, be violent against, be like whatever. Yet, instead, with his actions, he caused them to change their mind and stopped several of them. I don't know the exact number. I think it was like in 30s. It could have been larger than that. I don't know. But he convinced many of them to relatively change their opinion and stop being KKK members. That sounds like a positive change to me. That sounds like love and kindness doing a positive change to me. But nope. These feelers are saying toss all of that out of the window. And once again, I have to come back to, where's the empathy? Like, empathy is what is supposed to allow us to understand the feelings of another, why they feel a certain thing. And sometimes it's even to take on those feelings as per traditional terms of empathy. But why would you do that? Why not go the route of empathy? If things aren't changing through hatred, if things aren't changing through violence, why not try empathy? Why not try love? Why not try kindness? Why not try connecting with people on a personal level? Why not try being civil? Now, sometimes you will have disagreements. Sometimes people will chide you if you get something wrong, and sometimes you will chide others if they get something wrong. And, conflict and all that is relatively normal, but it doesn't have to be the level of, I'm going to hate you just because of who you voted for. I'm going to hate you just because of what your religion is. I'm going to hate you just because the color of your skin. I'm going to hate you just because of your gender. As an INFP, I am in some way, I'm calloused, I suppose, cynical, skeptical, jaded, whatever you want to call it. But I understand the importance of empathy. I understand the importance of love. I understand the importance of kindness. I understand the importance of, in more Christian, biblical terms, the fruits of the Spirit. So it baffles my mind when I see fellow feelers, not, the same as INFPs, although I'm sure there are some INFPs who are doing the same thing and whatever. But my call to action is that one of love and kindness. My call to action is that of empathy. Now, some of this, by some people that you will be seeing talking of empathy and love and kindness and all of that, will be coming from a fake place. This is true. It will be coming from a vastly hypocritical place. This is true. It will be coming from a wolf's in sheep's clothing type of place. And some of these people will even be disguised as people within the MBTI community. Now, the reason why I'm not saying any names or naming any names is because these people don't deserve to be attacked, whether or not I get popular or anything. These people don't deserve to have anything bad happen to them. Nobody does. Life is life, and bad things happen to people at random. This is why certain things like escapism exist, to allow us to escape from those bad things for just a little bit. Now, of course, as humans, we all make mistakes. And yes, of course, as humans, we all get angry, and that anger runs its course and whatever. But how long are you going to let that anger run its course? Are you going to let that anger run its course throughout your entire life? If so, why? To what benefit to you does it bring? What benefit to others does it bring? What constructive benefit at all does it bring? And yet you or those people are the ones who want to talk to me about empathy. Empathy is a very powerful tool if used right. It does not discriminate if used right, just like loving kindness does not discriminate if used right. These are good values a person should have if used right. The problem is, I feel like some of these are only saying this to get brownie points. That's kind of wrong. And of course, their true feelings are coming out. And I hope they get healthier. I hope they develop a better mental mindset. I don't know what has brought them to that level of hatred. And I don't know what it would take to bring them out of that level of hatred. But I do know that there are a lot of people with a lot of hatred in them. And I feel like the only way we can come to a understanding, come to a change, a positive change, is to perform acts of love, to perform acts of kindness, to perform acts of empathy. But I feel like people don't know what it's actually like to be truly empathetic. I feel like people don't know what it's actually like to truly do acts of love and kindness. I feel like people have given in to the negativity that have brainwashed them for the last who knows how many years to attack and attack and attack. Like, people are on attack mode and they don't know how to not attack. They don't know, it's like they're in a war, but that war is over, and yet they're still fighting a war that is over. Now, obviously, there are issues to, deal with, and, injustices run out through the world as they always do and will always have. And, that won't change until, I believe, the second coming of Christ. But, I'm just shocked. I think, aside from the anger and hatred and vitriol and all of that lovely negative stuff, people need to learn what it means to be kind again. People need to learn what it means to love. People need to learn what it means to be loved. I feel like that's where a lot of the hatred has come from too, is people don't know how to be loved. They don't know what it's like to have acts of kindness placed upon them. They don't know what it's like to be shown a better way, and so all they've been taught is hatred, and that's all they go with. And it's, of course, once again, okay to fight against injustices and all of that, and sometimes force is necessary to do so. However, that's usually when it comes to life-threatening situations or crimes or that kind of stuff. If you want a better world. Empathy. Empathy, love, and kindness. That is the most important message. If you didn't take anything from this video, that is the most important message you can learn. Is empathy, love, and kindness. True empathy, true love, true kindness. And until people realize that and learn that, there's going to be more of a divide, there's going to be more segregation, there's going to be more all this lovely stuff. But just for those of you who are in a better place, just remember empathy, just remember love, just remember kindness. And this is, of course, something I've been saying far before the presidential elections, and it'll be something I continue to say far after the presidential elections. I'm not going to change on this matter. INFPs rarely don't when it comes to such values. We may not know how to show these values in, the way people expect, but we have these values, or at least we can if, we've been brought up in the right circumstances. But for those of you out there, remember to be kind. Remember to love. Remember that if somebody has a difference of opinion, that's okay. And it's also okay to be wrong on both sides. We're all human, and we all deserve love and kindness and empathy. Until next time, bye-bye.